Peace, black family. So in the words of our late great ancestor Kwame Ture, if a white man wants to lynch me, that's his problem. If he's got the power to lynch me, that's my problem. Racism is not a question of attitude. It's a question of power. Now follow me on this one. In Nana, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Paper, she says, my interest in the phenomenon of racism has resulted from my awareness of the negative impact this destructive system has on the lives and behavior of the vast majority of people on this planet who are non-white and who are the victims of this power system. She goes on to say in the paragraph, in 1969, the Black Clause of Psychiatrists came together and said the number one mental health issue in the United States is racism. Just for clarification, she wrote this in 1976. And in 1969, they stated the number one mental health crises in this nation is caused by racism.
Dr. David Williams, who is originally from the Caribbean island of St. Lucia, is a professor of public health at Harvard and chairman of its Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences. He has spent a quarter century researching the corrosive impact that racism has on the health of people of color all around the world. You have conducted rigorous psychological, sociological, scientific studies of this phenomenon.
That's correct. We've done studies in South Africa, their colleagues doing studies in Australia, studies in the UK, studies across the world, and we find in all of these contexts, empirically, statistically, that experiences of discrimination are directly impacting health.
Can something as complex and subjective as racial discrimination really be measured? Williams insists it can, with a test that he created nearly 25 years ago. What is the Everyday Discrimination Scale?
The Everyday Discrimination Scale is a measure, a 9-item measure. It has items like you're treated with less courtesy than others, you're treated with less respect than others, you receive poorer service than others in restaurants or stores, people act as if they're afraid of you. It's little ways in which your dignity is chipped away on a daily basis. And what we are finding is that persons who score high on the Everyday Discrimination Scale have a broad range of adverse health conditions. It predicts high blood pressure. It predicts the onset of diabetes. It predicts incident cardiovascular disease. It predicts poorer mental health.
Professor Williams has demonstrated that the health of Black Americans suffers whether they are rich or poor, well-educated or not. Black women with college degrees are more likely to see their babies die as infants than white women who didn't finish high school. Another stark example, the 1970 graduating class at Yale. The Black graduates were 3 times more likely to die prematurely than their white classmates.
That's correct. I mean, that's the magnitude of some of the racial disparities in health we see.
Just to make this abundantly clear, a Black man or woman with a college degree making a lot of money is less well off health-wise than a white man or woman in the same category under the same circumstance?
Absolutely.
David Williams' research shows that even when treated in the same healthcare settings, Black Americans are less well cared for than whites.
If we can improve the living conditions of individuals, we actually can improve their health. Let me give you an example of a study that was done years ago where they took African Americans who lived in public housing, and randomly, by the flip of a coin, some of them remained in public housing and some of them were given a voucher where they could go and find housing in areas of lower levels of poverty than when they currently were. Research shows 10 to 15 years later, those African Americans who moved to a better neighborhood had lower rates of obesity and lower diabetes risk. No health intervention.
In conclusion, integration, aka colonization, is slowly unaliving the mental, physical, and spiritual aspects of what it means to be Black. We have to separate.